By the mid-2000s, Libya had generated a significant spending surplus as oil prices were high and running costs low. This raised the question of what to do with the excess funds. The answer was to form the Libyan Investment Authority in 2006 to become the Libyan state's sovereign wealth fund. Its goals are to invest the wealth of the Libyan people for future generations and to reduce the state's dependence on the oil market. The LIA was formed at a time when Libya's international isolation was coming to an end. The world's leading financial institutions flocked to Libya to court investment, but despite the development of a strategic plan, the Gaddafi regime used the LIA as a means of cutting deals for regime insiders. A series of investments made by the LIA ahead of the 2008 global financial crisis led to massive losses that became clear years later. The LIA subsequently brought court cases against its fund managers. The ensuing legal battles dragged on for years. A 2010 law ruled that 5 existing Libyan state investment vehicles should be incorporated into the LIA. This created what one insider called a Humpty Dumpty of assets strewn across the world. As Libyans rose up against Gaddafi in 2011, the assets of the LIA and 2 of its subsidiaries were frozen by the UN Security Council. The freeze was praised but has 2 major shortcomings. The first is that it does not cover large parts of the LIA's assets. The second is that it has been applied unevenly by UN member states. Since 2011, the LIA and its estimated $67 billion assets have been the subject of a power struggle between Libyan actors that has spilled over into courtrooms across the world. By 2015, rivals supported by competing Libyan governments claimed the LIA chair and CEO positions. They fought the case in the UK courts, which in 2020 ruled in favour of the appointee of the UN-backed Government of National Accord. The LIA says it is seeking to lead an internal programme of reform, amend the asset freeze and determine the value of its assets. But the LIA has a long way to go to improve its governance and overhaul a sprawling network of more than 550 companies. This is an issue of vital importance to Libya and to future generations of Libyans.